and one white.
Nobody here is gay.
You are gay. You are gay in the true sense of the word, the definition. You are exuberant. You are merry.
Yes.
You are cheerful.
Thank you.
You are excited.
We're
you
happy.
are happy about the idea of America finally being healed of her racial woes and wounds. Are you not?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
As I said,
our wives are happy.
Two gay men, one black and one white, courageously taking on the topic of race relations. Okay. Seriously, guys.
Yes.
All jest aside, thank you for being here.
I'm comfortable with that.
And comfortable enough to discuss. And comfortable enough to discuss this very tough issue.
Yes.
Recently, Eric Holder, the nation's first black attorney general, has said that America is a nation of cowards as it relates to race relations, that we don't have the guts to deal with the real issues of racism. Do you all agree? Richard, let's start with you.
Well, it's a very complicated issue in the sense that, yes, I think we are a nation that hasn't addressed this problem like we should have. But I look on the other hand, and I look where this country's come in the last, well, let's just look at history, from 1860s, from the Civil War. 100 years later, we had the Civil Rights movement, which is a great thing. But there's still a long ways to go, and we still need to address this issue. And I think we're getting better, but I think there's more for us to do. And as we go on through this interview, I'm sure Jack and I will be giving some suggestions on how to do that. And so, yeah, I would agree with him to some extent, but I think on the other hand, we've come a long ways.
And Jack, what would you say? Are we a nation of cowards as it relates to the racial issue and the racial divide in America?
I don't agree with Mr. Holder's assertion. Frankly, I don't know how you can call anyone in America a coward. What we are, though, are avoidists. We have avoided this issue for many, many years, and it's time for us to really deal with it openly, honestly. And Richard and I hope to do some of that today.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at the things that America has done, the people that we've fought for, and the countries we've gone into to liberate and to free. I mean, and from World War II to current wars that we deal with today, it's hard to call anyone in America a coward.
Okay. Richard,
yeah.
You mentioned that we still have some ways to go as it relates to race relations in America. What is it specifically that you would like to see America or Americans do? What can we do to heal the racial divide?
I'll use a couple things in recent history, and probably the one that was most memorable to me looking back was when O.J. Simpson and the Nicole Brown incident happened, and the way Black America viewed that and the way White America viewed that made me realize that there were still opportunity for some understanding on both sides of that issue. And I think some things that we need to do is, we have Black History Month in our schools, and I would like to see that continue, but even deeper, some more deeper education as it comes to race relations in this country. And I'd like to see exchange students. They have the wife swap deal on TV, reality TV. I'd like to see that done with Black students and white students and Hispanic students and some of the different races that we have in this country. And then I'd also like to see churches start to tackle the issue and even do things together, and maybe churches of not only different denominations, but one thing that I don't like to hear is the word black churches, even though they may be predominantly black. To me, that's a deal that says, why are we even saying that? Why can't we just say church? So let's just take that and use that to educate one another and see what we can do for a deeper understanding of Black and white in America.
Okay. And Jack, what do you think we can do or should do to heal the racial divide in America?
First of all, we have to have the courage really to just address it. Be willing to have open dialogue like Richard and I are doing right now, and recognize, we have to have the courage to forgive and love is the key here. Just start loving one another and stop looking to our differences as problems and look to our differences as a way of being stronger, especially in America. I mean, because in a marriage, one is different than the other, but yet the differences make the marriage better. And we certainly need to look at our differences as a mechanism for strength, as opposed to an excuse for weaknesses, and realize that we're one America.
Jack, having said that, what is it that you would say, or if you could address the 40 million Black Americans in this country, what is it that you would say to them as it relates to race relations and getting over it and moving past it?
Well, first of all, the fact that we have a Black president now certainly takes away our excuse that we can't overcome. We've overcome. So we have to, walk in that and realize that, just like our president, he worked hard to get where he is. We have to work hard at addressing our situations. And yes, there's some systematic things still in place that can prevent us from getting houses and things of that nature. But you know what? We overcome. And we need to stop making excuses and just decide we are going to survive, we're going to thrive, we're going to move ahead no matter what.
Okay. And Richard, I'll ask you, if you had the opportunity to address white America, what would you say to them about race in America and moving past it?
I would say this, and what you said was great too, by the way, Jack. I appreciate that. That we have to. I live by a rule that says treat others as you would like them to treat you. I think we have to look at the situation and look what's happened over the years. Look at the history of America, and be sensitive to the issues that Black Americans have faced and that other minorities have faced, and put ourselves in those shoes and say, now, what can we do to help them be what they want to be or what they're trying to do, help them accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. There's a saying that both of us really live by, Jack, and that's look out for the interests of others more than you look out for the interests of yourself.
So true.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's something I would like to say to white America. Help your fellow man. This is America. We're not about not helping people, and that's what really this great country was founded on, helping one another.
Jack, what would you say to white America?
Listen.
What would you say to white America?
What we have to understand and recognize and realize is that it's absolutely no way I can experience what it's like to be a white man in America, nor is it any way that a white man can experience what it's like to be a Black man in America. With that being said, that doesn't give us an excuse. We still have to work toward the fact that, hey, the experiences he had as being a white man, I can't identify with that, nor can he identify with the experiences that I've had as being a Black man in this country. When the racial profiling piece, when you get pulled over just because you're in a nice car, he would never experience that. But that doesn't give us an excuse not to say, at the very least, look, we have our differences, but our differences shouldn't be the thing that pull us apart anymore. You know what I mean? The differences should be something that we look to strengthen us, to be a better nation. Because America is only as strong as its weakest link. And if America is looking to the Black community as being weak link, then it hurts America. So it behooves us all to work toward making all of America strong. And we do that by dealing with these racial issues and realize that it's not about race anymore. If anything, it's about class. It's about a poor class of people who continue to perpetuate this race thing and keep us all divided and keep this country weak. We need to move past that.
Richard, in having the last word, what is your heart for America as it relates to race relations?
When we used to do the Pledge of Allegiance, when we started talking about doing this YouTube, you asked me that question, and I looked at the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberties and justice for all. And Jack hit the nail on the head. This is one country. We need to get by the color in this country. I wish we were a colorblind country. Fact is, when I look at you, I can see a Black man.
Right.
But when I look further, I don't see a Black man.
Right.
I see a great man. And
vice versa.
And I hope and I pray that this country gets over that, and that someday we can look at each other as just men and women and Americans. You know, the military, I think, does a good job of that. I think sports do a good job of that. Professional sports and color sports, and I'm believing and praying and hoping that one day we will be able to get to that. Thanks for watching this video, and thank you for making America a better place to live. I'd like to encourage you to go out and buy Jack's new book, The $10 Investment. It can be bought off his website, the10dollarinvestment.com, or through Lulu, LULU.com. Again, thanks for watching this video, and until next time, keep making America a better place to live.